Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Blaze 420 AM. We lit 11 minutes after the hour. It's time for another Cannabis News Update being brought to you by our good friends at Green Sunshine Dispensary, located in the heart of Bricktown, right here in OKC. Xavier Becerra, who President-elect Joe Biden selected to serve as Health and Human Services Secretary, supports legalizing marijuana and voted in Congress to protect state laws from federal intervention. If confirmed by the Senate, he would play a key role in cannabis rescheduling decisions. He stated, just as we allow alcohol to be sold, we've come into the 21st century and announced that it's better to regulate marijuana than criminalize it. The federal government has to catch up and get into the 21st century. The House of Representatives approved that final version of the National Defense Authorization Act, which contains a marijuana penalty directive urging the Pentagon to ensure the military departments are not excluding talent from the pool of eligible individuals who volunteer to serve. Canada's health minister announced that she granted exemptions for mental health care professionals to legally dose themselves with psychedelic mushrooms in order to better understand and treat patients who are undergoing therapy. In other cannabis news, 70% of Americans support expunging marijuana-related convictions for non-violent offenders. And it breaks down like this. Democrats, 81%. Republicans, 57%. And independents, 69%. These Americans support expunging marijuana-related convictions for non-violent offenders. And in federal news, a former defense contractor has been charged with allegedly leaking classified documents, apparently in retaliation for losing a security clearance over medical cannabis use. House Financial Service Committee Chairwoman Maxine Waters stated, they'll continue to work to ensure financial technology is used responsibly and fairly and expand access to banking services for all Americans, including those operating legitimate cannabis businesses. Other news. The Oregon Cannabis Commission's Health Equity Subcommittee will meet on Wednesday. Local news. Denver, Colorado officials released draft marijuana delivery, social use, and equity legislation and will hold stakeholder meetings on the proposals next Tuesday and Wednesday. International news. Thai government officials are planning a nationwide tour to raise awareness about medical cannabis. Science and health news. A study found that about 3 times as many individuals reported harassment, vandalism, or family problems attributed to someone's alcohol use compared to those harms attributed to someone's cannabis use, with a smaller ratio seen for financial trouble and a wider ratio for physical harm, and that harms attributed to others' marijuana use in Washington were found to be substantial, but lower than harms from others' drinking. In other words, it's safer to smoke than to get your drink on. Also, the Drug Policy Alliance is hosting a day-long webinar on the locally based drug policies on Wednesday. Sports news. Yes, the NBA. The American Civil Liberties Union tweeted about the National Basketball Association suspending marijuana testing for next year. They said it was good, but workplace drug testing should not be the norm, even outside of a pandemic. Drug testing is intrusive, often inaccurate, and exacerbates the flawed logic behind the racist war on drugs. Culture news. A Florida man who was the nation's longest-serving marijuana prisoner has been released. That's today's Cannabis News Update, being brought to you by our good friends at Green Sunshine Dispensary. Shouts out to our friends at the OMMD, Lisa, and all the good folks over there. From tiny seeds, grow mighty trees. Shouts out to the big fella, 81 years old, my pop, Mr. Carl King Sr. I love you, big fella. Enjoy your day. Let's turn up. This has been your Cannabis News Update, being brought to you by your good friends at Blaze 420 AM, and we lit. Let's get back into the music on the all-new Blaze 420 AM. Keep it locked in.